And so this is August. Listen to the calm, the quiet before the storm. Kennedy. This is August. I've been out in the world all week. What that means is it screws up my schedule. Kind of dumbs me down a bit, doesn't give me the time to think about the things I need to just let think for me. Like they say, taking it slow when you wake up. Don't wake up too fast. Don't turn shit on. Just don't have a conversation. Just let yourself wake up slowly and hear the things that happen. This is August. Winter's coming. Storm coming. Yesterday was August 2nd of this year, 2023. Yesterday, 33 years ago today, that Saddam Hussein character annexed Iraq and went in. Oh, there, look. I brought the book out. I stopped reading it because I meant to talk about it. My mother bought this book. I found it in a pile of a box with my name on it. I said, Archie's. She had a bunch of stuff she saved for me from the thing. And I didn't get it till after she died, when we were cleaning stuff. After my father died, we were cleaning stuff up. She died in 2018, August 7th. And she got me this book, and I had seen it way back when, but everything got closed up again. I pulled medals out, I pulled news clippings, and I put them all back because I didn't care. I just saw what she got me. But I started reading this a little while ago, and because for her. And I was like, well, I guess I might as well know what was going on if I was there, you know. And I see all the places I was, and I see all the politics that were going on, how it only takes 7 years for somebody that had been overthrown to come back and take it back, how we need at least 7 years away from a tyrannical government possibility to let us get back to normal and figure out how to make things better. This stuff is all in here. All this stuff that we see today is written in stone in this book. You know, it should be called Saddam Hussein and the Rise to Power, but it says, and the Crisis in the Gulf. He was 53 when he was taking this picture. Don't I look much better than that for 53? I'm not using bearded men stuff. So I was reading this. I brought it out to talk about it. Talks about my mother. The thing is, August 2nd, he annexed. August 6th. This is August we're talking about now. August 6th. I was with a few friends, and they said, and it was all over the TV about what this guy did. I guess they were prepping the nation to do what we were about to do, because people are saying, guys are saying, you think we're going over there? And I said, no. Whoever heard of Kuwait? It was the same thing. It's like passing interdimensionally with yourself, with some guy that's in the Army just wanted to jump out of airplanes and might as well take the college money while you're at it. Him saying, Vietnam, whoever heard of Vietnam? I did the exact same phrase and I meant it. I meant it because I didn't know any better. Went home, 2:30 in the morning on the 7th. They came knocking on my door in the barracks, said, get your rifle. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Why? As the guy's running down the hall in a panic. I was the only guy he knocked on the door of. It just occurred to me there because I know the bigger story. But as it turns out, I didn't realize at the time that was the only guy he knocked on the door of was me. And he said, get your rifle. And he's running away. And I said, why? And he said, because you're going to Kuwait. It was within 4 hours of me, whoever heard of that. And I was like, holy shit. Okay, here we go. So on the 7th of August, I got taken into custody by the prison I lived in. We were taken to Yellow Ramp at Pope Air Force Base, the sister base to Fort Bragg. It's within it. And they had those of us that were going locked up, and there weren't many. We weren't many, but most weren't allowed to leave. I had to go do load plans and get the Humvee and the fucking ammunitions in the trailer, the demolitions. Let's not say ammunitions. That seems so small, like 5.56. But demolitions, I had to go get the bombs put together and get the trailer hooked up and do the load plan for the Humvee. And I did stuff that is what you do. Not what you do, what I do. Those other guys weren't able to leave. And here, August 7th, I got taken into custody. And like the 8th, I was out again. And I stopped by when they had phone booths. You think phone booths are archaic? They're your only way of getting away with something. We weren't supposed to call anybody about anything. That's why they had us locked up. And say anything. It's just like in Panama in, 89, I think it was. Somebody called their wife and said, I'm going to Panama. We're going to Panama. And she called, because she was from Panama, she called all her relatives and told everybody, the Americans are coming. You're not supposed to tell anybody anything. So I got by a phone booth on the 8th, and being that my mother's birthday, this is August, being that my mother's birthday is the 11th, she's a Leo, and I was her favorite, and Leos and Sagittarius get along. It only makes sense. I've been confused for being a Leo at times because I'm so close to my mother. I stopped at a phone booth where they can't trace your calls. I'm sure they can, but it's not like it's all there. And I made a call to her while I was out. And rather than tell her I'm going to fucking Kuwait, I said, hey, Mom, happy birthday. And she said, what? She said, oh, she's so happy to hear from me because I'm her favorite. And I haven't fucked anything up yet. Bonfire in the distance. And I said, well, I just thought I'd give you a call and tell you happy birthday, just in case over the weekend I forget. something like that. The next few days, I'm sure it was the weekend, but if you fact check me, you might find that it didn't work out. I don't fucking know. I drank every night of the week. It could have been a Wednesday when they woke me up at 2:30. That's where you learn to drink, is in the military. And I said, I just thought, what if I don't have a chance to call you? I wanted to tell you happy birthday right now because I knew we were leaving. And I wanted her to know in retrospect that I remembered her birthday. And she said, oh, thank you. And I said, I gotta go. And so it was a short phone call. And then I went back. I didn't share any information. I'm kind of sneaky that way. You should listen to the way I talk if you want to listen to the way people think, because I know how people think and nobody else does. So I can fucking twist your mind because I'm thinking your thoughts and tweaking them, making them more rational to yourself. They're already close enough. There's a loyalty there. You're loyal to yourself beneath others, but you're still loyal. And so if something sounds like your thought, that sounds like a good idea. I gotcha. I'm trying to help. So that was gone behind. Goodbye. And then on the 13th, we flew out of Pope Air Force Base. Still yellow ramp. It's not an emergency situation. We're the 82nd. We're there really quick. Oh, shit. I was supposed to have my hat on. My cunt cap. Never wore this. That's why it looks so clean. You don't wear this thing if you're an airborne paratrooper. You wear your raspberry beret because, well, it fits better. Everything I said would have been more believable by now if I just had this damn hat on. That's your glider patch. They were part of the 82nd, the gliders in World War II. Horrific stories told with the best sense of humor by the World War II vets that I've hung out with. Everybody's killing us. We're flying and nobody knows what the fuck is going on. And you crash in, everybody's dying. You get out and go, son of a bitch. It's fun. It's fun. As I've said before, there's no thing more fun than almost dying. It's better than Cedar Point. So, we fly out. Her birthday was the 11th. Missed it because I was done doing everything I needed to do, and I was listening to people cry about how they're gonna die. We're all gonna die. We're gonna die. They're gonna get us. And I'm like, yeah. It's what we signed up for, right? Isn't this what we were born for? And later on, after I got back, should say that we got there on the 14th. Doesn't matter. I got to be naked on an airfield before we left, so that's good for something. This is August. Found out later from her when we were able to make contact, because there was no more contact. She said that there was some kind of thing that came up on the TV asking, because she hadn't heard from me for a while. We were the first to go. Me, Major Temple, and yeah, we were the first to go. We had important business to do. I never felt important. I just never felt anything. She said she called some number looking for where is your boy, and what she got. They were supposed to be able to tell people where their relatives were and what situation they were in. She said when she asked about me, they said I was a part of a special tactical unit and they could not divulge the information. And I thought, wow, that sounds pretty good. And there it is. So what happens? That was 1990, August. We're talking about August. $1990. And then, well, 28 years later, on August 7th, my mother died. It's truthfully, you think that's a slur, that's a smutter, a mess. She died. She died on August 7th, 28 years ago today, but she still dies in my mind because of questions my brother asks. My mother was always the test. When somebody dies, am I completely heartless? Could I possibly be so empty inside that I wouldn't even care when my mother dies? Yet I'd had a dream when I was about 15. I woke up crying. I came to consciousness out of a blackout of sleep. At about 15, I wasn't drinking. I dreamed that my mother died, and I cried and cried. In the dream, I was crying and crying and crying. There was an accident on the hill on Poquet Road. She died up there, and I think that's the way it went. It's been like 38 years ago. I don't know. And I'm waking up crying. I realized, lying in bed crying, still coming out of the cry in the dream, that my mother will be the ultimate test if I ever care about anybody at all when she dies. And, well, August 7th, she died. And then on August 11th, that date that I called for her birthday ahead of time, on August 11th, her birthday, we buried her. This is August. August is supposed to be the last heated memory of the good times. On comes the fall, the autumn, and the winter. And it seems like the winter never ends because up here, it lasts forever. This is August. I love you, Mother. And I still wonder whether it was me that killed you.